party leader was told, Jeff, you live in Kenya. I mean, you didn't come yesterday. William Ruto went to Jubilee House. He was told, get out, you are not. By people who are not even elected in the party. So we said, fine, you guys kick us from the main bedroom. Then we went to the next room, you know, the guest room, the downstairs. I'm sure where you live, you have a guest room. So we are there.
I don't.
No,
We are
there. Jeff,
Yes, sir.
just two things. First, I want to correct that we are not interested in cabinet positions. If Kenyans will be appointed who are affiliated to ODM, so be it, because they are also Kenyans. Absolutely. But if we wanted to form a coalition government, we would have done it. Now, the reason why he is
government of unity, national unity,
a national
not
unity,
coalition,
or government of national unity. But look, but you could also be in a coalition. I mean, we could lose NASA. We could lose NASA coalition and go.
You lose a minority.
Of course, we'd lose those seats and we become part of the government. But we didn't want to do that.
You really
now,
hard.
The issue that he's trying to bring of being in UDA, being in Jubilee, not in Jubilee, is for legal issues, so that they don't lose their seats. But basically, they are out of Jubilee. Why? In Kiamba, UDA competed against Jubilee. You cannot be in Jubilee and compete in Jubilee.
Match.
So the bottom line is that these are two political parties, two political outfits, competing in an election so viciously as they did. So the UDA is not in Jubilee. Let nobody cheat you.
What is that, an own goal?
ANC? No, they competed ANC and the...
No, that is, ours is a coalition. Jubilee is a party. Yeah, Jubilee is a party. Ours was a NASA coalition. And you cannot say ANC is in ODM. No, they are not in ODM. So yours is an animal that we don't understand. Probably we are struggling to understand. Can they make us understand?
Let me say,
I'm confused.
let me say this.
We were in a NASA coalition with Ford Kenya, ANC, Wiper, and CCM. CCM left.
Let me give him a good example.
But they didn't leave officially, and ODM.
By the way, is NASA dead?
No. NASA right now is, but it is not officially dead. We have pronounced that we are killing it, but we have not communicated the burial of NASA.
And the death certificate?
The death certificate has not been issued because it has not actually, but it is not there. Now, where theirs is confusing is you cannot have a Jubilee as a party, and then you call UDA in Jubilee. You should have said that UDA has been in an arrangement with Jubilee. So now, someone like you cannot be in UDA because you are a member of Jubilee. Honorable Duale was elected on Jubilee ticket, not UDA or not PDR.
Not Jeff.
So he cannot be in Jubilee and be in UDA. In fact, even if you go to the register of political parties, if you are a member of Jubilee, you cannot be a member of UDA. That is the truth. That is the
and yet UDA is operating out there. And
No. Jeff, let me tell you. And let me take my good friend. You know, we joined Parliament at the same time. And we were both of us ODM. And when we disagreed, fundamentally, ideologically with the ODM, we left ODM, led by even the deputy president, and formed URP. In 2010, 2011. So I know this political terrain more than anybody else. I'm a member of parliament 3 times in 3 different political parties. I was elected on ODM, I was elected 2nd time on URP, and I was elected 3rd time on Jubilee, and now I am on my way to a friendly Jubilee party called UDA.
Jeff,
I'm confused.
Jeff, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Let me finish.
I'm the complete opposite.
No. Jeff,
I'm the complete opposite.
No, Jeff,
I'm the only member of National Assembly.
Jeff, now
hold on.
I'm the only member of National Assembly who has been elected in 3 consecutive elections on one party ticket.
You know,
only one.
No,
Yes,
but Jeff,
only one.
You have not finished. Because he has no choice.
No, which choice? What do you mean?
Choice.
I mean, other people.
No, but let me finish. Honorable Mbadi has no choice between 2007 to 2017 because minus a party called ODM and a leader called Raila Odinga, his political insurance certificate lies with ODM as a party and party leader Raila Odinga. But where I come from, my friend, it is not the party dominance. It is the leadership credentials. Even today, I can leave UDA and go back to ODM and win my seat. So this guy is a hostage of political patronage, if I put it. So minus the shadow. And there are many people. In fact, one of the reasons why people are pushing Raila Odinga, there are two groups of people who are pushing Raila Odinga to become a candidate. As the UDA fraternity, we want a very strong candidate. And in this mix, we don't see that in Kalonzo, we don't see that in Musalia, we don't see that in Gideon. We want to face a formidable competitor. That's Raila Odinga. Now, when you go back to Luo Nyanza backyard, there are people who must push and ride on the back of Honorable Raila Odinga. Man, I respect a lot who inducted me in politics, for them to win their local political seats.
Chairman, you've just been called a hostage.
You know,
hostage of the party.
First, I'm surprised. I've never wanted a strong opponent. Competition is competition. I would always want the easiest ride to the position, parliament, etc. I'm surprised they want a very strong
of course, we're serious
opponent. Two, and now, being held hostage, there are people who wanted to leave ODM, they have left, even in my region.
And they lost.
So if I wanted to leave, there are some who have won back their seats. But if I wanted to leave ODM, I would have left. But I don't want to leave ODM because I subscribe to the principles and policies of the party and the party leader. I must admit, I love the party leader, I support the party leader. But even in 2007, Honorable Duale may say that now Mbadi is known, Mbadi is the chairman. But 2007, I was pretty a newcomer in the party, so to speak, as in terms of publicity. I was there, chini ya maji uko chini.
But you won.
And I made it.
Sit fairly.
And I won against heavyweights. A former assistant minister, the landlord of the party, I defeated in 2007.
Yeah.
So it's not just that we cling on other people's courts. 2013, well, I had weak opposition. 2017, again, the landlord of the party came and contested against me. And Jeff, you have the history around it. Now, the fact that we support Raila Odinga should not be seen that we are held hostage. I can also maybe say that he's held hostage by William Ruto for other reasons. Maybe not because of regional dynamics, maybe because of friendship.
By the way, it's not only...
It's
not only ODM.
Yes.
You know, there are certain regions, Mount Kenya region, Rift Valley, Ukambani. There are certain regions that, fine, the people love you, but you must be in the right
But you see, him also, Honorable Duale, probably is also Ruto. I know he's Ruto's friend. So he may be held hostage by that friendship. So people get held hostage in different ways.
All right, gentlemen, let's come back to Parliament. You're the minority leader. IEBC wants to put a spending cap on campaigns.
Yes.
And you guys are refusing it.
Not really. We are not refusing it. In fact, if there is something that I would have loved to support with all my energy, is that campaign financing cap. Because we don't want people to buy seats in this country. And some of us are facing opponents and opposition from people who have a lot of money. And of course, I don't want to go into the details of how they made their money or how they are making their money, because some of them are making money even right now. But IBC is to blame. IBC, all this time, from before 2017 election, because these campaign regulations should have been in place even before 2017 elections. But they were deferred because there was no time. The Act is very specific on that the rules must be in place, regulations must be in place 12 months or 1 year to election. The last date for the rules, the regulations to be in place was 8th of this month.
Right.
That was Sunday, because 9th next year is the date of election. IBC has had this information from 2017. For heaven's sake, I don't understand how they could wait until up to last week. And you know, regulations, when they come to Parliament, they have to be considered by a committee. That committee has to make a recommendation. They could have even rejected some of the provisions of the regulation, which means they had to go back to IBC. So I think IBC, for some reason, did not want these regulations to be used in next year's elections. And therefore, they did this deliberately, in my view, because they have lawyers, they have legal team in IEBC. So where we are, they have complicated matters for us. They brought these regulations when they are time-barred. Right now, you can see the committee is in the process of rejecting them on the basis of technicality. And so we are going to next year's elections without, again, the campaign financing regulation and the caps.
Surely, so IEBC cannot be that incompetent.
No, Jeff. Huh? To sum it up, and you know, as we approach the general election, we must protect the credibility and the trust on IEBC. Yeah. But on this one, IEBC legal team let down the commission on Chapukati, and he's a lawyer. If you read the Election Campaign Financing Act, number 42 of 2016, specifically Section 5, read together with Section 12 and Section 29, ask IEBC to submit the regulations to the National Assembly 1 year to the general election. And upon approval by the House, then IEBC can gazette. Even the gazettement of IEBC on Monday within the reading of the law was null and void.
Because they didn't go through Parliament.
You know there are certain regulations or statutory instruments that cannot be gazetted or they cannot be implemented until the House approves. For example, VAT regulations. When the minister brings the VAT regulations, he cannot charge VAT unless the House approves it. There are certain incidents. So I think there was a complete liturgy or deliberate attempt on the part of IEBC because they had 4 years. Why we didn't do it in last election, the Campaign Financing Act was passed at the tail end of 2016, which was very close to 2017 general election. It's just like the delimitation of boundaries. It says IEBC cannot delimit boundaries 1 year to the general election.
So who gets the last word on this?
Is it over? No, let me tell you, it's over. It's over. I mean,
what if someone goes to court?
No. I mean, people go to court to challenge a piece of law passed by Parliament, ascended to by the President. There is nothing that is going to be passed. The regulation was to be approved.
So I go back to my question: how incompetent is this commission? I mean, how?
No, I think to me, I have a lot to fault IEBC on, because one, remember, the last election was annulled by the Supreme Court. One of the reasons was the opaqueness and transparency of IEBC. Jeff, right now, the High Court declared BBI process nullity on the basis that public participation, one of the reasons, there was no proper public participation. If I ask you today, these regulations, where did IEBC hold public participation? How extensive was it? I mean, this just demonstrates to you that IEBC has not woken up, or at least the IEBC we have has not woken up to the realities of the assignment at hand. And the three commissioners take blame because they are in the office, they are in that office, and they still believe it is a commission, isn't it? Therefore, they should behave and conduct themselves in a way that demonstrates that the commission is still functioning.
What does that say about next year's election? Are we walking on dangerous grounds here that they might not be ready?
If you ask me to give, my position is simple. We are getting 4 new commissioners. Yeah. I think this commission, if the House approves. Yeah, if the House approves, well, we'll get 4. Even if we reject these ones, somehow we'll have to get others. The moment we get the 4, I think we need to deal with these other 3.
No.
If you ask,
like get rid of the 3.
We deal with them. We have to deal with them because you see, they have demonstrated incompetence. And the other team, so the entire 7 commissioners were incompetent. Now we are getting 4 new. These 3 have demonstrated further incompetence. Look at what they did in Kiamba. I mean, by election, taking how many hours, Jeff?
No, Jeff.
Honestly, why should we sympathize with people?
Explain, deal with them. Explain, deal with them.
No, Jeff.
Dealing with them is to ask them to leave office.
Jeff,
and have other people come in.
Let me come here. I'm very happy that my leader tonight, has declassified what ODM and cohorts are discussing behind.
No, I've not discussed this with anyone.
Let me finish.
It was his opinion.
No, let
I
me finish.
have to put a disclaimer.
Jeff,
I haven't discussed this
Jeff,
with anyone.
Can you be fair?
I am just
can you
giving
be
my
fair?
opinion.
I mean, I have the
That was
floor.
his opinion.
No, I have the floor.
No, I was just clarifying
I have
that
the
is
floor.
my opinion.
Yes. I have listened.
Yes.
I have listened, so listen to me. I mean, the viewers want to listen to me.
Yeah.
ODM have a history of punching and blaming IBC. IBC, they don't vote. IBC is a referee. IBC, they're the arbiters. And ODM and even other quarters wanted to remove Chebukati and his two colleagues the last 4 years. But they realized the removal of a commissioner, the process is set in the Constitution. Okay? You find the allegations, you file it, you file a petition to Parliament. If Parliament agrees with you, the President sets a tribunal. So now it's 1 year to the election. Whether they like it or not, Chebukati and his two colleagues will stay. We add the other four. They form a quorum. And it's upon everybody, including political parties and leaders. We should not fault IBC because of this campaign financing. They have other bigger mandate. Everybody, including the citizens, going towards the 2020 cut down. From where I sit, we must build confidence, we must build trust, we must see whether there are any laws that we can change as Parliament to facilitate a free, fair,